do a call in order. We'll have a roll call, please. Mary?
1 second. Okay. 6:32. Director Johnson. Here. Director Hood. Here. Director Caron.
Here.
President Trautman.
Here.
And the other Director Caron is not here yet. So.
Okay. We will have one director calling in here. I want to point out she is in Los Angeles and a remote location will indicate on your agenda.
President Trautman, I'd like to ask if I can add one more item to the agenda. I know you don't want to hear that, but
We'll wait to go to Pledge of Allegiance to fix that and then it's okay. Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Because of the long agenda, I've asked our general manager, Casey, to collect not here. Okay. I've asked the general manager, to collect any of the sheets for public comment, and she will be timing the public comment. We'll limit all public comment to 2 minutes tonight because of the long agenda. Mary, did you have something you wanted to add?
I'd like the board to consider adding another resolution to this agenda. It is resolution 2012-04. It is a resolution amending our PERS agreement because our current PERS agreement does not have in it what was adopted in our MOU, and we cannot backdate our PERS agreement. So the sooner we get this correct, the better.
Caron, have you got something you can
Yes,
bring out to us?
I have it right here.
I would say we can't have anything because SB has not had a chance to
We
review
can do
it.
an emergency session at the end of it.
Actually, there isn't a
But you
bill.
need to turn this microphone off because I can't hear, or else you need to speak into your microphone, Frank.
Robbie, can we add that to this agenda?
The answer is a qualified yes. The requirement is that you can add an item if the item if the agency, meaning the staff and or the board, were not aware of this item prior to the posting of the agenda. If staff was in fact aware of the facts or circumstances that would have led to putting this on the agenda, then we can.
Okay.
I was notified of this Friday morning. Actually, I have an email from them on Friday morning when we were looking at the contract documents. And that's when I realized our current PERS contract says that the district pays all of the employee share of PERS and the employees pay none, which is not correct. And they will not allow us to backdate this resolution. So the sooner the better would be my idea.
Question. We have not paid the employee share of PERS since November 1, 2009.
I understand that, but you didn't tell PERS that, so according to our contract.
We can't discuss this item.
No.
The only thing that we can talk about right now is whether staff knew that this item should have been on the agenda before the agenda was posted. So if the agenda was posted prior to staff knowing about this particular issue, then it's okay. But if the agenda was posted after knowledge or information, then you cannot.
Okay. Mary, I got one question. You just became aware of it?
Friday at 10.
Drone inspection? So you should have been aware of it before then. I'm going to leave it off the agenda.
All right.
Okay. Now I'm going to open up to public comment. 2 minutes. And this is for anything that is not on the agenda.
Douglas Nelson is first.
I'm Douglas Nelson, resident of ratepayer, real and Elverta Community Water District. I see on the agenda, did you make the agenda this week, or this board meeting?
I was a part of making this agenda. Director Trautman, President Trautman, and Robin Data were also on creating this agenda.
Well, from what I'm aware of, is you've been doing this like 18 years or something? So the secretary is the responsible party of making the agenda for a board meeting, is that correct?
Well, yes and no, because I have to do as I'm directed by the president and the attorney.
Okay.
So what is your question, I guess?
Okay, you posted it as a regular scheduled board meeting.
Yes.
Okay. And according to the Ralph M. Brown Act, are you familiar with that at all?
Yes.
Okay. This meeting cannot be considered a regular meeting. It is a special meeting if addressed properly. In essence, the posting of an agenda are considered false and misleading and must be dismissed and rescheduled per district policy and government code.
We rescheduled our regular meeting at our last meeting of the board.
8 months ago.
The only way that you could do, you posted as a regular scheduled meeting, not a special board meeting.
Correct.
Okay? In your resolution of 2.01.110 of the Elverta Water District, the regular meeting of the Board of Directors shall be held on the third Monday of each month at 6:30 p.m. at the Depot Visitor Center at 6730 Front Street, Rio Grande, California. Okay? So
What does it say beyond that?
it says amended 8/27 of 2011.
I believe there is additional wording regarding location and time.
Do you have that for me?
In front of me, no, because I didn't know we were discussing that at this meeting.
2.01.110.
2 minutes is up.
We had a formal motion in the second and voted on this at the last meeting.
You did have a resolution. It was put on the agenda as a resolution. You have to have a resolution. You can't just vote on it and say, oh, we're going to have a meeting.
We can change the day of the regular meeting during the period of the year for the vote of the board.
With a resolution.
No, because we're only changing one day.
It's your policy.
Next
It has to be
Monday,
by resolution.
next Monday is a holiday, so we moved it to this Monday so we don't affect the holiday.
The only way you can do it, it says by your policy, a regular schedule.
Policy is not written in law. That is just a guide to
All right,
follow.
what about a resolution? That's not law.
The resolution is to put it in our policy.
The only way you can change it is by resolution.
We only made a motion at the last meeting. We did not make a resolution. The motion was to change the date, but not all of our regular.
It should have been.
It should have been special meeting.
That's correct.
Because certain items on the agenda cannot be on there if it's a regular meeting
Let's go home.
or a special meeting.
That's what we would do. We'll just go home.
In
Because
line.
this isn't noticed properly
Okay.
then.
We're going home then. It's over.
Why is a motion and a second voted on the whole board not being carried?
The motion that was made, we haven't changed the policy. If we change it by resolution, we would effectively be changing the policy. So you don't need to have a resolution to move a general meeting, a general notice meeting, a regular meeting. So because and it happens all the time with public entities, so you can in fact change the date of a regular meeting, or a regular meeting. But, so this is not considered a special meeting. A special meeting would be something that would come up, that you would notify everybody, that would be in addition to the regular meeting. So in my opinion, I think what the board did is in fact move it to accommodate a holiday, because if Monday was in fact a holiday, for example, you wouldn't have a meeting on that day, because a lot of governmental entities have meetings that fall on a holiday, and they just move that meeting, don't call it a special meeting. So I think.
Yeah, call it a special meeting, and you've got it posted as a regular meeting.
Your 2 minutes
We
are up,
did the
Ms.
same,
Nelson.
we did the same thing in January. We called it a regular meeting, and it was a special meeting.
You
So
know,
you're satisfied this is a regular meeting? You
Here,
can council notes?
Right.
Okay. And I'll continue with the meeting. If someone wants to protest it at the end, we'll document that.
Yes, there is Stephanie Suelo.
The other board member is not present yet, so I'll pass until she's present. Oh, she's not? She's going to be completely out of the meeting?
No,
No, she'll be
She's
outside.
typing in.
Okay, well, then I would like, even though is that okay, Robbie?
That's up to the president.
Public session, or public.
My question is directed to Courtney. She's not here yet. Can this be waited on until she arrives?
I don't think it's public comment.
I'm asking Robbie.
You don't direct to any special person, and no person has to answer, isn't that correct?
That is correct. And what I was going to respond to the SWEDA is that whatever protocols that you want to have waived, you have to refer that to the president. I can't make that decision.
Okay.
I'd like, then my comment would be when Courtney is present, I'd like to see visually where it's posted, where the meeting is at. That's what I would like to see as a ratepayer. Not just a little piece of paper like you showed Robbie last time at the community center. I'd like to see the whole door and everything else where it's posted at.
Okay. Any other public comment?
Yes, there is Joe Sherrill.
In regards to the web page and on the front page of the agenda, I noticed that it says, note, if this meeting cannot be completed by approximately 10 p.m., it will be continued at 6:30 on Monday, March 5th, 2012, at the Visitors Depot Center at this address. There's been no agenda item. I know that in order to change a meeting, especially a regular meeting, or go into another meeting, it has to be voted on. You can't just, basically, it says there's been no agenda item, action, or vote regarding this special meeting, so as to authorize the general manager to post this meeting note on the agenda or on the district webpage. My understanding is that someone must, in order to preset another date that is not a normal regular meeting date, that must be done by a vote of the board. It cannot just be willy-nilly put up on the webpage that we're going to have it on this date. 2.08150, 2.10115 on the district policy, and 54956A of the government code all basically state that issue and back that up. The next thing is number 6, well, I gotta wait for that. That's on the agenda. Never mind. Next question I have is I did a public policy request for some financial interest information on the directors. I received them, and I noticed that the president's is not filled out correctly. There's no information on there as is required. Just a curiosity as to
What information you think
I'm assuming you have, I mean, you list on there just 2 parcel numbers,
is correct?
and so you have no income of any type or anything to that effect. I notice generally you have to have income, and whether you fill it in or not, it needs to be there, that whether it be investment money,
This is not a situation where you have to respond to. You fill out your forms, and if you feel that they're accurately filled out, then you don't have to respond.
Okay, I will not.
thank you.
Mary, do we have any others?
Yep. Yes, Linda Payne.
Okay.
As a past board member, I'd like to know why the meeting has to stop at 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night.
Because we have people that are working and need to get home.
Excuse me, Mr. Trautman. I was a store manager. I spent plenty of time here until 12 or 11, 12 o'clock. I don't understand. If they want to be on this board and they want to represent the ratepayers, they need to be able to stay here until the agenda is done. If they can't do that, then they need to resign and let somebody step into the place that can actually stay there and complete the business of the district instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go home because I have to go to work.
Thank you for your comment. Any more, Mary?
No.
I have something. I requested it to be on the agenda, but I was told that you said no, you didn't want to have any space at the beginning of our agenda for the directors to say something. So I'm going to say it anyway, and I'm going to read it. Last week, we had our board training for ethics and the Brown Act. And I am not going to spend another year at this water district violating the Brown Act every time you turn around, agendas not complete, items not brought back that should be brought back. We've requested certain things to be brought back and they're not here month after month. So this is what I'm going to read. The first that I noticed, the January 9th meeting was posted as a regular meeting when in fact it was a special meeting. In December, we voted by motion only to have our regular meeting held on January 9th due to the holiday. Our regular meeting was not changed by ordinance or resolution. It's on page 7 of our binder that we just studied, and it's 54954A that applies to that. Next, our regular meeting date in January 16th. It was not changed and it should have been posted as canceled at 3 locations 72 hours before that regular meeting date. It was not posted. 2, February 13th meeting was posted as a regular meeting when in fact it is a special meeting. Again, in January we voted by motion only. You can look at the minutes, it says so. February 20th was not changed and should be posted as canceled at 3 locations before the usual meeting. Our regular meeting was not changed by ordinance or resolution. B, the remote location of 510 S Spring Street, 2nd floor, Los Angeles, is not allowed for 4 reasons. Postings of any kind are not allowed on the exterior of this building. There are no other locations posted, and the law requires 3 locations for each meeting site. In order to enter the building, you have to sign in and present an ID. According to law, that is not allowed to attend a public meeting. That's a government code 54953A and B. In addition, the particular room occupancy rating is for 2 people, not for public meetings. Notice on the agenda for future meetings at the top, and it has been mentioned by the public, the notice stating a continued meeting will be held on March 5th cannot be on our current agenda because we have not discussed it, we have not voted on it. We have on our agenda tonight to discuss the general contractor's contract. Because this is a special meeting, you can't discuss it in closed session. You cannot discuss wages, benefits in closed session at a special meeting. This is a violation of the Brown Act.
How long have you known that there's a violation of the Brown Act?
Agency
And why
requirements.
wouldn't you bring it up prior
Don't
to
interrupt me,
tonight?
Frank, I am talking.
Doesn't matter. This is
We
public
adjourned, there is no,
Public comment.
be
She's not
quiet.
public.
I'm talking.
Then get up to
On our agenda, there is no section before the closed section saying that the public has a right to address the items in closed sessions before it is adjourned to closed section. That is code 54954.3, page 30 in our binder. There's no spot designated for public comment concerning closed session items. I listed above 9 plus Brown Act violations and 1 possible Brown Act violation. This is not a legal meeting. We cannot correct these violations at this date. This meeting is not legal and cannot proceed. The only option we have is to call a special meeting or hold our regular meeting on the date indicated, February 20th. Our general manager, Henrici, when we hired her, she said she had 18 years experience and she knew all about how to post items on our agenda, how to run the district, and so on. And I think that this falls squarely at her door and at the president's door for these errors. I'm also tired of the minutes being presented in a manner that it makes certain directors look stupid. And I am tired of our minutes being written and certain statements of other directors being left out because they made statements. I have spent 2 solid days on this stupid board package, and it's ridiculous. It's a waste of money for all this paper to be printed. We received certain documents and we were told to bring them to the meeting, and yet they're all reprinted again here in this agenda. So, there is a section in this particular class that we took that said that they can invalidate some of the actions that we've taken because of not following the rules. Basic open meeting provisions, 54953. Notice and agenda requirements for regular meeting and closed sessions, 54954.2 and 54954.5. Special meetings, 54956. Some of our actions could be invalidated. I don't know if anyone is going to take the time to go through and see, but I am not going to proceed this year sitting here being bombarded by 2 directors and a new president saying that he's got to be the president because he knows how to run things, and waste my time. And so therefore, I'm leaving this meeting. This is not a legal meeting, and I am not going to be privy to any legal, non-legal actions.
I would say that if she is going to leave, that her items need to be reposted and that they need to be dropped from this agenda and reposted.
This is not a meeting, so you can't make motions.
Well, you need to read, other than numbers, you need to read what those numbers say. So don't just
And
read
you
numbers.
have
read
no
the whole thing.
legal right
I'm
to say one
speaking.
way or the
Don't
other.
talk over me.
I'll talk over you anytime I
I
please.
thought you were leaving.
All right, hold it down. As I understand it, our attorney has told me that this was properly noted in a regular meeting. Did I understand that wrong?
And I expect what I just said to be verbatim in the minutes.
Good riddance.
Yep.
Taking Matthew's class?
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
Did you
Yes.
sign something to come up here and speak?
You just said.
If not, be quiet.
I don't have to.
Right.
You're not-
No, I'm tired of this happening from these people over here all day long.
President, all right? Nobody has the floor except the attorney.
Based on what I indicated earlier, for the reasons that I stated earlier, I'm not going to address all of the issues that Vivien discussed. To your question as to whether this meeting is considered a regular meeting as opposed to a special meeting, I believe it's a regular meeting.
Okay. So we're going to proceed, we're down to 3 and 4.
No, Jerry, I'm not going to stay.
Then you can't have a meeting because her being not in the room will not be a meeting.
We don't really, so we're not going to continue the meeting.
I'm
We
sorry.
cannot continue the meeting because there is the quorum right now.
Okay, well, the meeting is adjourned at,
But if you're looking for a phone number or something, please do.
You guys
And no, it's maybe a
Sorry, I had to come on this way for. Yes, I do. I'm so sorry that you. Well,
I didn't see nothing. I can't believe it. Yes, showed off.